If you're struggling to get good visibility out of your 2009 through 2018 Ram 1500's current headlights and need a refresh to the housing and also want an upgrade in the styling, this set of LED tube quad style headlights with the chrome housing and clear lens is a great set to check out. Now this set of headlight housings is a direct replacement for the Rams with halogen headlights out of the factory and is for the Ram owner noticing that their headlight housings or their current setup is fogged or damaged, resulting in underwhelming lighting performance. These headlights though make for a really great housing swap to refresh the lens for a better view out of the front while cleaning up the look with the bright chrome appearance if you do prefer more of that classic styling, in addition to a sleek upper and lower LED light bar that will be sure to add a more modern feel to the front end of your Ram. These are super bright in appearance with a full chrome reflector and inner housing matching well with other chrome trim and accessories, and they really make a statement while keeping to that OE style layout for factory inspired appearance. Now the reflectors are also multifaceted, so when swapping over your factory bulbs into this set, it makes sure to improve the beam a little bit more compared to the stock set. Now the upper and lower LED light bar is where things get a little bit more modern in the design, illuminating as the daytime running light, which also in turn makes your truck much more noticed while you're driving at night. This has a plastic housing and lens, both tough and impact resistant, which helps the longevity of this set, even more so the lens with any kick-up it may see on the road or even off-road, no matter where you take your Ram. This has a plastic housing and lens, both tough and impact resistant, which helps with the longevity of the set, even more so the lens with any kick-up it may see on or even off-road. Now again, this is just a housing swap with the addition of the turn signal bulb as well as the LED light bars, and they are completely plug and play, but you can either swap over your factory high and low beam bulb or replace them to customize this set with compatible bulbs. The lighting can also be adjusted on the back with multiple adjusters, and they have breathing vents to avoid any condensation buildup inside of the light. This set is relatively affordable compared to others in the category at about $325. Now because this is more or less a housing swap with a little bit of upgraded LED lighting, it keeps the price more economical compared to a full set, but what's great about that is that you're getting a clear and bright housing in addition to that dual light bar setup at a more affordable price point. Now it's also a 2-in-1 and a great pick if you'd prefer to keep it affordable and want an upgrade for your appearance, or you want to pair a specific bulb to this set to create a more custom headlight setup for your Ram. Now install here is completely plug and play and it is fairly straightforward, so this gets a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter for me, and it should only take about 2 hours or so to get these plugged in and bolted up. However, at this point I'm going to pass you over to one of our installers in the shop, and they are going to show you a detailed breakdown on how you can install these onto your Ram at home. So that's going to wrap it up for my review. Let's go ahead and jump into the install.
For this install you need a ratchet, 10mm socket, and a clip removal tool. Alright, so we're going to be installing some headlights on our Ram. First we're going to watch a quick video on install the stock ones, then we'll come back here to install the new ones.
For this install, we are going to have to pull the grill off the front end of our truck to gain access to the headlights. You don't need a whole lot of tools to accomplish this job, and I'm going to walk you through every step of the process. So let's get started. The first step is actually going to be to remove the rad support cover. Ours is missing, and all you'll need is this little clip removal tool to pop the clips out to remove that, and that is going to gain you access to these 4 10mm bolts here at the top of the grill. So I'll use my 10mm socket on a ratchet and pull those out. Once those bolts are removed, you can grab the grill from the front end and just give it a good pull, and it should come right off. The next step is actually going to be behind the headlight, and you're going to gain access to this through the inner fender liner. There's an access window that we can use to get to the back of the headlight, and we're going to be feeling for this white tab here. It has a lip on the bottom of it, and all we have to do is push it up to unlock it. I just need to pull the clip for the access window back, And then I can fold that back out of my way, and then I can put my hand inside and release the tab. Next, once again, using my 10mm socket and ratchet, I'm going to remove the 2 bolts here on the front of the headlight. That'll allow me to pull it out and unplug it from the vehicle. Now I can pull my headlight out and unplug my connectors. Just to give you a little bit of a better visual of the clip that I was referring to earlier, this is it right here, and it is currently in its locked position. By pushing it up, you open up the slot here to allow the headlight to come out.
Now before we get our new headlight installed, we just have to swap over our high and low beam bulbs. So we'll get that out of our factory headlight and install it in our new one. We're just gonna open up our cover, give that a 1/4 turn, pop that out, grab our bulb, we're gonna pull down the tab, disconnect, give our bulb a 1/4 turn, put that there, do the same thing for the bottom one here. Give that a turn, come to our connector, lift that tab, and pull that off. We'll set that aside and get them in our new headlight. Just gonna do the same thing on our new headlight. Just gonna open our covers, just give them a turn, set this aside. Get in there and pull out our wiring harness for our bulbs. We'll plug our top one in first. Grab our bulbs, plug our top one in first, line up our tabs, and give that a turn, lock that in place, put your one cover back on. Then the same thing for the bottom one. Get our connector, plug our bulb in, line up our tabs, and then we can put our cover on. And you go ahead and do the same thing for the other headlight. Next, we're gonna install our headlights, so we're gonna get our wiring harnesses plugged in first. So we have our main headlight harness. Remember to secure your locking tab down, and then your marker light harness here. Same thing, secure that down. Now there is a resistor here with double-sided tape. You can mount that wherever you want. We're just gonna mount it about here while we're installing. There's not a lot of room, but you can unplug if you want. We're just gonna get this all in place. Secure that there. Get all of our wiring out of the way and set this into position. Now in the front here, we have our 2 10mm bolts. We have our longer one down the bottom here, shorter one up top. We'll grab our ratchet, 10mm socket, and tighten those down. Now we can go into our wheel well and secure our locking tab. In our wheel well, we're gonna reach in and secure our white locking tab. Now I know you can't see anything because my hand's in the way. Just pull that down, get your cover down, and reinstall your push clip into the fender liner here. Then once you have this done, you can go ahead and do the same thing for the other headlight. Now we can put our grill back in place, line up all of our tabs, and then we can reinstall our 4 10mm bolts going across the top. We'll get our 4 bolts, thread them in, then we'll grab our ratchet and 10mm socket and tighten them down. And while we're here, we can put our rad cover on, just line up all of our push clips and secure them in place. And that wraps up our install of our LED tube quad style headlights with a chrome housing and clear lens for our 2009 to 2018 Ram 1500 with factory halogen headlights. And remember, for everything Ram, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.